Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today I'm going to be performing and then teaching you guys once again a very awesome card trick. Now this card trick is awesome for multiple reasons. Number one, it is completely impromptu. Number two, it requires no setup at all. And number three, can be done with a borrowed deck of cards from your spectators. And in a situation where you don't have time to set up the deck, this is a great to-go card trick and definitely a crowd fooler. But make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel with the notifications on so you're gonna notified every time I post a video. With that being said, let's go and see the performance of today's card trick. Okay, so starting this trick off here, like I did say before, this trick requires no setup at all. So I could go ahead and give the cards as many shuffles as I like. The spectator does have the choice of doing this themselves. That should do it. Pretty fair here. All different, all mixed up, as you guys can see. At this point, I actually do need a card selected by my spectator, so my spectator could go ahead and choose any card. Anyone is fine here. Let's say they will choose this card. I actually do not want to see it, so I'm going to go ahead, turn around, have you take a look at it and memorize it. It will actually be on the screen so you guys do not forget it. I'm going to place the spectator selection into the center of the deck. It could be any of these cards, followed up with a few overhand shuffles. So moving forward with this card trick, it should be pretty fair. From here, I'm going to ask my spectator to go ahead and cut a portion of cards. The top portion, put them aside. Let's say they will cut around there. With this portion of cards, I'm just going to go ahead and place them right here in this area, making a big mess of face down cards, and just spread them out so we don't have a big pile of face down cards in one area. That should do pretty well. Now your card could either be in this pile of cards or in this portion of cards, but I'm almost certain that your card is in this area right here. So if I just went ahead and just grabbed one card and I turned it facing up and it is your selection, would that be pretty amazing? Yes, it would. Alright, so I'm correct here. Your card should be this card right here, the Five of Hearts. Was I correct? I wasn't? Well, that was a bit unexpected. I think I know what to do though. If I take the Five of Hearts, obviously the wrong card, and I just go ahead and flick it, it turns into the King of Spades. Now, was that your selection? Yes, it was. Whether you have it, the King of Spades. And that was the card trick. Again, if you guys did enjoy and want to learn how this trick works, continue watching because the tutorial is coming right up. Okay everyone, so that was the performance. Now let's teach you how to do it. So this card trick is actually pretty easy. It is not too difficult. All you really need is a normal deck of cards, preferably cards without borders, so they're borderless. This trick does also work with cards with borders, but it's better to use borderless cards, and I'll get into the reasoning here in a bit. But for now, get yourself a deck of cards that is borderless or bordered. It also works. Alright, so the first step, you could give the cards a few shuffles, because like I said, this trick requires no setup at all. The spectator could do this themselves. Once you're done, all shuffled up, ask your spectator that you need a card selected, so have them go ahead and choose any card that they like. Anyone is fine. Let's say they will choose this card right here. It's better for you not to take a look at the card. If you want to, it's totally fine, but I usually do not look at the card. In this case, the King of Clubs, the spectator has selected. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and place the card somewhere to the center of the deck, like that. And you're going to act like if you're shuffling the cards a bit more, giving it a few cuts, when you're really returning the card back to the top of the deck like that. You can use whatever method you like, but the method I used here is just placing it into the deck around halfway, push down on the card while pushing in, transfer the thumb break to a pinky break, and the top portion of the cards just cut a few times, and the last time you're going to cut exactly to that break, controlling the card, the spectator's card, to the top of the deck. In the performance, I used a turnover pass, which looks like this. It looks like if you're turning the deck facing up. In reality, you're controlling the card back to the top like that. But whatever method, it's fine. I'm just going to stick with this one for now. So you place it halfway into the deck, push down on it while pushing in, transfer the thumb break to a pinky break, and cut the top portion of the cards a few times. And the last time, cut exactly to the spectator's card, so it is now located on the top. To the spectator, they don't know that. They think it's lost somewhere to the center. From here, I like to do a few overhand shuffles, retaining the spectator's card on the top, using my 3 fingers, sliding it. And from the front, it looks like you're shuffling the cards. And that should do pretty well in losing the card a bit more when it really is on top. Like I said, from here, tell your spectator to cut the deck anywhere they like. The top portion of the cards that they cut, place them aside, because that's the packet with the card on top. So they cut anywhere they like. Top portion to the side, and the bottom portion of the card you're going to pick up, and you're going to tell your spectator you're just going to lay them on the table, just a big mess of face down cards. So you just really go ahead and do that. Place the cards onto the table all facing down, and you want to make sure all the gaps are closed. So since I do have a black mat, let's see, I don't really have like right there. You want to cover those up. You do not want to have any gaps at all. All you want to see is the back design of the cards. Continuous back designs like that. At this point, they're all spread out. And you're going to pick up this packet here with the spectator's card located on top. And you're going to tell the spectator you have a big mess of face down cards. Their card could either be located here or here. But you're going to tell them that you think that it's one of these cards, but again, that is not true. And you're going to tell them, if you went ahead, just grabbed one card, turn it facing up, and it is a spectator's card, would that be pretty amazing? They say yes, and you go ahead and proceed to do the exact same thing. You really just pick any card that you like. It is a totally free choice for you. Let's say you think it is this one. You turn it facing up and you say, was that your card? Obviously, it is not, because it is on top. When you go ahead and turn it facing up, you're going to go ahead and catch a break below the top card, which is the spectator's card. So it should look something like that. Was this your card? These 6 of hearts, and I already have a pinky break below the top card. They're focused on taking a look at this card, so they shouldn't really see you catching a break below the top card. Once they say no, you're going to go ahead and place it on top of the deck. Now you have a break below the top 2 cards, and you're going to go ahead and just pick them up as 2. Keep them as square as possible. If you misalign them, they will see the other card. Keep them as square as possible as you can. From here, you say, that wasn't your card. Okay, I think I know what to do. You're going to go ahead and just riffle and place those 2 cards into the center of the deck like that. Kind of a weird way to put the cards. You don't want to have them all the way to the back, not like that, because that's not going to work. You want to have them closer to the edge, but not too much to the edge to where they fall. Around there, if you take a look at the 6 of hearts, that area is fine. And basically how this trick works is when you flick them down, these 2 cards are flipping like that, showing the other card. But when you pick this up, this card here camouflages with the other cards, and that is the reason that borderless cards work the best, because you don't know where one card begins and the other, where one card stops and the other one begins, if that makes sense. So you go ahead, once again, you place it into the deck sideways, closer to the edge. Keep them as square as possible, like that, to the edge. And all you're gonna do is flick it right here in this area, like that, and the card will turn over. This card will camouflage to the other cards, and you can immediately turn it up, grab that card that is facing up, and it is the spectator's card, right? So there's a few more things you need to know here, is that you want to have your hand not too low, because that's not going to give time for the 2 cards to flip, not too high, because it's just going to mess up. You want to have it a few inches above the card, so it has time to flip and then land, if that makes sense. So around here, just kind of experiment a few inches above, flick it on the edge. That was a bad flick, but you get the idea. You go ahead, place it into the center, a few inches above the cards, not too high, not too low, and you just the right space between the spread, the cards, and then your hand with the card here, and just flick it, and it should flip, camouflage, and then you can pick this card up, and it is a spectator's card like that. Okay everyone, so I think that will do it for today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. Like I did say, it's better to use borderless cards. If you guys don't have them, you could go ahead and use your normal deck of cards with borders. I've done it before, it turned out perfectly, and I think it really just works with any deck, because the spectator doesn't know what's going on. They don't know that it's gonna flip and camouflage with the other, so they don't really know what to look for, if that makes sense. So you should be totally fine. Like I said, if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and turn that bell on, because I have more card trick tutorials coming for you guys all. So like I said, that is it for me. Peace out everyone.